Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, had another place want to know if I would review or check out one of their chargers, and I said no, so long as you don't care if I find fault with it. So they said they were going to send me one, so it's arrived. We'll open it up and take a look. Now, I don't get anything out of this if I say it's good. You know, they just offered to send me one to check out, so I don't make any money off of this at all. I just get a free charger out of it, so there you go. So what it is a 2-bank smart battery charger for lead acid, and that pretty much does all the lead acid, AGM, gel, SLA, flooded, whole list of them. Lithium iron phosphate, and supposedly you can charge 2 batteries at the same time, 12 volt and 24 volt. It's also a maintainer. Pretty nice packing. Okay, so here we go. Smart charger. Lithium iron phosphate, lead acid. And we have a control for each output. Power switch. Alright, a lot of them don't have power switches. I like that. And the power cord goes right in the back. So I kind of like it in the back too, because you can hang this on the wall, which is probably what I'll do. And it's got a fan. The fan's in the top, so something could fall down in there, which that's, I would say, a negative. If you got it this way, if it's something like that, it's no problem, but if you do mount it on the wall. Okay. Get all the rest of the goodies out. Okay, so we've got 2 sets of battery clamps, power cord. Let's get a look at the power cord first. And I do believe that this is 12240 volt. Of course, we're in US here, so it comes with a 120 volt cord. AC input voltage 100 to 240, 50-60 cycles. Battery type, we already went over that. 12 and 24 volt. Charging current max 10 amps. 12 volts, 5 amps, 24 volts. Minimum start voltage 2 volts. Input power with load 100 watts times 2. Got some nice rubber feet. Okay. Okay, we got a nice long power cord. I like that. I get so tired of them things coming with a little short cord. Okay, so far we're looking pretty nice. Let's check out these now. Okay, they're pretty nice and flexible. I don't see any labeling on them. Got about 3 foot there. And they're soldered on. Pretty nice strength on them. Got some teeth in there. I'm sure this one's the same. So, I'm going to get a couple of batteries and we'll get her plugged in. Yeah, let's take a quick peek at the manual here. Okay, I got her powered up, and we're going to use channel 2 because this is the one that's lit. The connectors seem nice. Look like they're brass. Fits in there nice and snug. And I have a lithium iron phosphate battery here, and it's dead. I run it down the other day doing something. So let's get it hooked up. I got it on the high setting. Okay. Bring you guys up a little closer. And it's kind of hard to see. That'll help. Let's get the battery out of the way. There we go. So it's smart, so I guess you don't have to tell it what kind of battery you have. I'm not sure. Nowhere on there does it say that we're charging a lithium battery. And it's 12 volts, so it should charge 10 amps, I do believe. I'm only seeing 6.7 so far. 13.2 volts would be the current voltage of the battery. And at 0.1 amp per hour. And the fan is on. And I think the fan is drawing in, blowing air into it. So let's put it down on the low ones and see what. .4 amps on the low setting. Okay, let's go on medium. Five amps. Back to high. .7. And this battery was dead. And it was 12.2. I should have shown you guys that. Okay, so let's disconnect this battery, and I have a lead acid lawn and garden tractor battery here. Let me hook that one up. Yes. Okay, here we go. That's a lead acid. 6.4 amps on the high setting. I switched it to the low. 1.4 amps. Medium. 4.4 amps. And then high. 5.3 amps. And it's up to 14.7 volts already. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to set it aside. Oops. And let's get 2 batteries there. See if I can get them all in the same. Okay, and we'll get the other set of cables. And I'm going to go over here to mode 1. And I'm going to hook it onto the lead acid battery. Let me see if I can get it so you guys can see the darn thing. Need a little something over there to get the reflection. There we go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hook her on the lead acid battery on channel 1, mode 1. Okay, 5.2 amps. Now I'm going to go to mode 2, and it's on high. I'm going to hook it onto the lithium iron phosphate. And there we go, 6.7 amps on that one. Now if you want to see the other battery, just push that switches back over to that. So we got 4 amps on that one, 6 amps on that one. So if you total it up, it's 10.7. Okay, so I'm going to let them go for a bit, and I'll be back with some results. Now it's been about a half an hour. I got it on mode 1, which is the lead acid battery, and we are at 14.6 volts, half an amp. And my fluke is showing 14.76. at the battery. So it has cut back some. I'm assuming it's going to go into maintenance mode here pretty quick. So I'm going to let it run a little more. We'll be back. Oh, let's see what the other one's doing. Okay, we're still at 6.5 amps, 0.3 ampere hours, 13.6 volts. So that one will have a ways to go because it was really dead. The lead acid battery was, it's just been sitting for a while, hasn't been used, so it should have been in pretty good shape. So be back in a little bit, see how she's doing. Okay, it was only a few minutes and the thing went to full on the lead acid, and we're at 13.75. So it's switched over to the maintenance mode, I'm assuming. So I'm going to switch back over to here. This is still at 6.5. 13.6 volts. So what I'd like to do now is try it on 24 volts. And to do that, here in the shop, I have a hybrid inverter, and I'm using two 12 volt 100 ampere hour lithium iron phosphate batteries in series for 24 volts, and we've had 2 cloudy days and they're pretty good rundown, so I'm going to move it over there, see how it does on 24 volt. Let the charger move back over here to the 24 volt battery, which is 2 chins 100 ampere hours in series. So negative, positive. We're on high. Okay, 26.4 volts, 3.4 amps. So it is charging okay. So I'm gonna, let's see if I can get this one here. I'm gonna go get the other 12 volt battery. Okay, and I'm going to put it on channel 1. Let's switch it over here. Minus. Okay, charging 6.6 amps, just like it was over there on the bench. That's 12 volts, and this one is charging at 24 volt at 3.4 amps. So I guess, you know, that would add up to around 10 amps, so Gonna let her run for a little bit, and we'll be back a little bit, see how she's doing. While we're waiting on this, I decided to get the old kilowatt out, see what she's using on the AC side. 215 watts. And in the manual here it says input power with load maximum 100 watts per channel. So, you know, that's pretty close. Okay, so it's definitely capable of charging the 12 volt and a 24 volt at the same time. Let's see, that's the 12 volt one. 13.6 volts, 6.5 amps. And let's see what the 24 volt one's, 3.3 amps. 26.5 volts. So, you know, it would take a couple days to recharge these 100 ampere hour ones, but you know, this thing isn't designed for fast charging. I think it's more of a for small batteries and a maintainer, which looks like it would work good for. So I'm going to move it back over on the bench. Okay, got her back on the bench again. Went out in my battery collection and I found one that's pretty much history. Measures 6.74 volts. It's a lead acid. I'm guessing probably was in a UPS. It's a 12 volt, 7.2 ampere hour. So I thought we'd try the repair mode. Not that I think it's going to repair it. I think this one's beyond repairing. But we can see how it acts. So mode 1, switch it over to repair. And put these battery clamps on there. Okay, got the battery hooked up, but nothing's happening. So apparently it is too far gone to go into repair. So I think, if I remember correctly, in here didn't it say that the minimum start voltage is 2 volts. Apparently that doesn't apply to the repair. So let's switch it down to low. Nothing. I do have the polarity correct, and they are definitely connected. Let's check the voltage rate on the inside the clamps here. Yeah, 6.51. So it's not starting. So doesn't look like it'll start at 2 volts, minimum start volts, 2. Right here in the manual. So I guess it failed that, or else I'm not doing something right. Okay. Let's put a couple batteries up here and just let her go and see how she does. Okay, got it on high setting. I'm putting the lithium iron phosphate battery back on. Okay, takes right off just like it's supposed to. 6.5 amps. I have another identical battery. And we'll hook this one up also on channel 2 on high. Okay, still charging 6.4 on number 1. Oops, why did it switch that? Okay, so we're charging 6.5 amps on channel 2. Switch back over here, 6.5 there. So it's charging 13 amps on total on 2 separate batteries. So I'm going to let these charge completely up, and we'll see what the voltage reads when it says they're full on the maintenance mode for lithium iron phosphate. That's going to take a few hours because these batteries were run down. So see you then. Yeah, we've been charging for an hour or so, and one thing that we didn't try was reversing the polarity on a battery. It says it's supposed to be protected for that, so let's give it a try. There's the minus on the plus, and here goes the plus on the minus. And we're on this one. Yep. It's beeping, flashing, and it says error. Hook it back up correctly. And we're right back to charging. Well, that part works. Just came to check on them. It's been, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. And I switched from 1 to 2. And it said 14.4. And I looked again, and it said full. So, it just shut off. It's been about, I don't know, less than a minute probably. Let's check to see what Mr. Fluke has to say about the voltage. Okay, so it's settling back in 13.5. Let's go back to number 1 here. Okay, this one's still charging at 13.8, so this one I know was run down. I was checking an inverter and I run it right down till the inverter shut down. So I know this one was really down. This one was not down as much, so it filled up quicker. So I'm going to leave this one hooked up just to see what it does and see where that voltage settles in. And I'll be back in a while and check again. Okay, both batteries are showing full. And been sitting for a couple hours. Let's see what the voltages are. $13.79 on the one. 13.77 on the other. So they both charged up and both say full, and they're, I guess you would say, in the maintenance mode. So I think we've tested out just about everything that it's supposed to do. So we'll come up with a final conclusion here. Well, these batteries have sat overnight, so just going to check and see what their voltage is now. 13.38, 13.35. So I'd say that's just about right after they've rested. So I thought of one other thing that I would like to try. I have another full-size deep cycle lead acid battery, and we never did see this thing actually make 10 amps. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to get that up here on the bench. I'm going to get the charger fired up again, and I'm going to try putting both leads on the same battery and see if we can charge with more amperage. So let me get that set up and I'll be back. Okay, let's see what we got for voltage wise to start out with. 12.07. Okay, so I'm gonna take mode 1, hook that up. Negative. Well, try to get it out of the way here. Negative. Positive. Okay, we'll let her cycle a few times. So we got about 7 amps. So let's go with second, mode 2. We'll hook that up at the same time. Well, that battery cannot be full already. So we have an error. So apparently you cannot hook both leads on one battery. Try it again. Okay, so we're back to the .6 amps. So let's try it again. Nope, as soon as you put the positive one on, it goes into an error. Okay, so you can't put both leads on one battery to get twice the current. Okay, so I think I've tried just about everything. I didn't do, see, we weren't successful in getting the repair mode to work. Let's switch over to repair once on this battery and see how it reacts. I'm sure it'll come on this one because it's, yeah, fired right up. PUL means pulse, I do believe. So that's a repair mode. You can't actually see any voltage or current. We can put the voltmeter on it though and see for ourselves. Let's see. Well, the meter won't show me any voltage. Apparently because it is pulsing. The meter doesn't like it? Oh, well there we go. 12.63. So the repair mode will work, it just wouldn't work on that battery because the voltage was too low. Apparently it recognizes that the battery is so low that it's not repairable. So, I'm going to turn that back off. So I guess in the end, the thing worked pretty well. We never did see the whole 10 amps. We've seen 7, I guess, at the most. And, you know, for what this is actually intended for is slow charging or maintaining. So, you know, I would say that it works fine. I do like the long cord. I like the fact that it has an on and off switch. And I also like the fact that you can mount it on the wall. Things that I would change, well, not really change, just add to make it a little more attractive would be to add a set of leads in case you wanted to hardwire it into something where the battery's hard to get at. You know, with the ring terminals on it, you could put on a battery. And maybe a little bit better explanation of some of the operations here in the manual. But other than that, it seems like it works pretty well. So I'll leave a link down in the description where this come from, in case anybody would like to buy one. And before we end this, I'll show you where I'm going to use it. Okay, this little area where I keep my battery stuff. I bring my batteries in out of my lawnmower, golf cart, all my stuff trencher, all that stuff that requires batteries for the winter. And I have a maintainer there, and I just move it around. So now I've got the new one mounted here on the wall. I found a couple of screws that fit it, and would be nice if that was included in there too. Got her mounted on the wall, so now I can actually be maintaining 3 at a time. Won't have to move them around as much. So we'll conclude the video. So if you enjoyed her, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for watching. See you next time.